Hey, it's Rebecca Tabbert, and I want to talk to you today about emotional eating and how to overcome and break through the grip of emotional eating. So, I'm going to give you some tips that will allow you to start the journey. But I want to share with you first the reason I understand this and the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I struggled with it too. And I have to apologize because I feel like I haven't done enough yet to really get that message out. I know, having struggled with emotional eating and an eating disorder about 17 years ago, and finally getting the bulk of the healthy about 15 years ago, that it's a journey. And I know that it can be very lonely and it can feel overwhelming. And you maybe are at that point where you want to get healthy, you want to do better, you're tired of how you feel. It's really not even about the number on the scale, right? That's an annoyance. Yes, we don't maybe we're not comfortable in our own skin, or we don't like the way we look in the mirror at the moment, but the reality is that we don't feel good. We don't have that energy. We're dying at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We can't wait to get home. We get home, we get everyone else taken care of, and then we numb out, and before we know it, we've eaten a bulk of calories in an hour, right? And how do we break that cycle? How do we break free? It's not going to happen overnight, but this is where you begin. One, understand that you're not alone. I get that it might feel like you're the only one with this issue. I get that you might feel isolated because people don't talk about it. There's so much shame associated with it that we don't start the conversation enough. And we need to start doing that. We need to have the conversation and allow ourselves to be vulnerable with the right people so that we can begin the journey to getting healthy. So stop beating yourself up over where you're at and understand that you're not alone. That's the first step. The second step is to recognize that you need to be talking to someone. You're going to feel better when you have the right support along the way. And know that that might be a process too. The first couple people that you reach out to, it should be people that you trust, that you know aren't going to judge you, that you know aren't going to condemn you for the challenges that you're having, that are going to be supportive. But even the most loving people, if they don't have the issue, they may not know how to respond to you, and that's okay. They're going to love and support you in the best way they know how. But start talking about it. Being in isolation and keeping it quiet and keeping it hidden only perpetuates the cycle. The third thing that I would encourage you to do is to start journaling and start writing it down. Start understanding when you go to binge eat, or when you know that you're getting ready to eat just because you're feeling emotional, just because like something stressful happened at work, or someone said something that you don't like, your feelings are hurt, and next thing you know, you're craving ice cream or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or chocolate or whatever it might be for you. Start recognizing that. And start giving yourself space to write out why. What's the real reason? What's really going on? Even if you've never journaled before. It's something I innately started doing 15 years ago when I started getting healthy. And I've now read tons of research on the power of putting pen to paper. John Assarath, in his one of his programs, the brain or neurogym, talks about the fact that, one of the scientists within it talks about the fact that when you write out the story, when you write out what's bothering you emotionally, you actually your brain starts separating from it. It helps reduce that anxiety. So those are 3 ways to get started. And there's so much more that goes into it, but that's what I wanted to start the conversation with you today. And I know also that the foods that we choose play a big role, not just obviously when we are emotionally eating, where we pretty much know those aren't going to be healthy foods because they tend to be what we call comfort foods. But even in an everyday process, there are foods that can help reduce your cravings, reduce that anxiousness, and there are foods that will perpetuate it. So I want to give you a gift of giving you what we call a nutrition guide focus food list that just allows you to understand what foods are really going to help you have better energy, feel better, and feel like you're more in control of your sense of well-being. So I would love to send that to you as a gift to help you get started, and I would love to support you any way I can. Let's start the conversation. You can message me below. See you later. Bye.